What do you know about stigma? According to Oxford Dictionary, stigma is a negative feeling to a certain circumstances or personality that someone may have. When we talk about stigma, the first thing that came to my mind is K-pop. Why? Why K-pop? Since K-pop is becoming more and more popular in Malaysia, there's a lot of argument, issues, and stigma induced. Even though it's already 2023, the stigma still hasn't been resolved and waiting for us to address it. This includes stigma among students.
I don't particularly think that it will affect their studies directly because I also hear K-pop songs while studying, but over obsession over the song could maybe affect the studies only a little bit, but it's also based on the person who likes the K-pop.
Everything has their pros and cons. For me, K-pop is giving you more disadvantages than advantages. Like, you will lose focus on your studies if you listen to K-pop. And liking other people's music country makes us look like we don't support our local music industry. Lastly, listening to K-pop is just waste of time.
Okay. During my study, I have many friends that are very, very love and obsessed with K-pop, and I see their result in exam is not doing well. But however, some of them are managed to do great in exam if they are managed their time, not becoming fanatic to obsess to K-pop.
Yes, for me, K-pop will affect student studies. As far as I'm concerned, K-pop core target are and of course teenagers. But for me, in my opinion, if the teenagers be the fanatic, so aggressively love K-pop, they'll negatively affect the student. For instance, they're gonna spend most of the time watching the idols shows and end up they will neglect their study for sure.
In my opinion, the most obvious signs is the student herself will just follow what her idol does, even it is bad. As such, the idol use expensive skincare and the fans will be influenced too. They buy the product even they can't afford it. The student will gain more knowledge about other people's country and know about cross culture between country and races. Other than that, they will add more quality to themselves when they learn the foreign language.
I am Shifa. I started learning Hangul or Korean language by listening to K-pop songs. At first, I was embarrassed as people kept judging me for liking K-pop. Some of them said that I was too obsessed, but I decided to ignore them. I continue to learn Korean because in this global world, there is no harm knowing a new language. Besides that, I occasionally teach my friend this language. I aim to take the official topic test one day.
I am Anas. I used to be an unmotivated student, but since I started listening to K-pop, it helps me to become more and more motivated. For this reason, I successfully become one of the higher performing students who pass exams with flying colors. Even though I've succeeded in my exam, there are still people who keep belittling me for listening to K-pop. The truth is, K-pop provides comfort and helps me to focus, especially when I'm studying. For me, K-pop is one of the key to my success. If you fail to plan, you plan to fail.
Do you know him? He is a student who got straight A's in SPM, but he did listen to K-pop songs while studying. Now, we're showing you one of our ex-senior who got straight A's in SPM, but she still has K-pop songs as her study music.
Well, I would be lying if I say, some stigma that I've heard are like you can be an active K-pop fan and focus on your study at the same time, or liking K-pop, such a waste of time, and it doesn't really bring you benefits. Well, for me, I think it's up to that person. Maybe by liking K-pop or listening to them, it can boost your mood, or maybe it can increase your motivation to score your exam. So you know yourself better, right? And if you think you can balance being an active K-pop fan and score your exam at the same time, then go for it. And if you tend to focus on one thing, then prioritize your study more.
Positive mindsets bring positive things. Just like K-pop, K-pop inspires many people around the world to enjoy the diversity of music and the messages beyond the barrier of language. However, when it comes to K-pop, unfortunately, there is still a stigma surrounding the fans who love this genre of music. It all depends on the fans' attitude and approach towards this pop culture or this global phenomenon. Thus, it is unfair to have such a stigma because by the end of the day, everyone is different and they have to be aware of what choices that they make. Break the stigma, be your true self.
The end.